All right, so I'll make sure we are recording here and you guys can hear my audio. Let me kick it down here a little bit. Test, test, test. All right, so that should be a little bit better. So, welcome to our training room. This is the Invert virtual training room, so to speak, and I'm really excited to get started with this. I'm going to be diving into something new, and you guys can be learning as I'm learning too. So, Invert. So again, welcome. This is put on by Invert, and we work with business-to-business companies to help them do launches, help them get their products and services and programs and events out to the world to make a bigger impact, both on their community and on their bank accounts. So if you want to get in touch with us, here is our contact information. You can either give us a call. You can actually text this number right here as well. You're actually able to text that number. And you can also come by for an appointment with one of our specialists, or we can do it virtually as well. So if you're interested in having us do any of the stuff that we're going to be showing tonight, for you and your company, then feel free to reach out to us and I'll repost this information as well later. So let's dive right in. So for sake of contact information, here we go. So I'm going to be building one of our newest funnels. We do a lot of testing here, but this is one of our newest funnels that I'm going to be showing you, and this is our $5 million funnel, as we like to call it. We're adding something new in as well. This has just been put in place, but hasn't really had an opportunity to be implemented quite yet. And so we're going to be doing a little bit more with that as well. So I'll be kind of designing that. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do tonight. So I'm going to move all of this up here. And I'm going to design some of our new content that is going to go in its place so that we can get all of this set up. I'm not going to write all the emails. That's not my job or my forte, but my job and forte is setting up the strategy and the design for these campaigns. So I'm going to move this all the way over here. And excuse me if I am a little stickler about my positioning so that my lines are straight. I am very particular about that. It makes it really easy to see where things are going if they're straight, and it gets really confusing if you have them all over the place. This is something I've learned over time. So now that we're here, I'm actually going to jump into the Active Doing Business Summit, and we should also have the ACT blueprint, which actually might be in here. My team has put some of these together, so you'll have to give me a moment to find this. And I believe, if I am correct, that's right. So we have the blueprint inside of here. So the ACT blueprint is in here, and I'll just show this to you really quick so you can see what it looks like. And by the way, we've got a Facebook ad that goes to this page. The Facebook ad, the only thing it shows is the Active Doing Business blueprint, and this entire thing is grayed out just like this section is on this one. So each step of the way we give a little bit more, and it's just something that we're testing out to see how it works. We're also testing out some other ads, but this has been by far my favorite one of them all. We're also, like I said, this is part of a new campaign that we're building, so we are doing lots of testing with this. The next step, of course, is to drive them to the registration page, and one of these is the actual registration page. My assistant has set up, I believe, 4 different pages for this. That's the correct one here. Yes, this is the right one. And so as you can see, here is the ACT Summit. Not even fully put in yet, but we're going to have a total of actually 9 people. So we'll be taking out we'll be taking out 2 of these plus then myself, so 9 plus myself. So we'll have the 2 in the center there. But this is a great way to get the blueprint and get to attend a course brought on by experts in each of the fields, which of course relate back to each one of these 9 steps. And this is usually most people do that for list building. I am not doing that for list building. The strategy behind that is more so for developing I guess you could say it's a list, but a group of qualified individuals who are ready to buy. I'm actually not going to have people opt in for the videos themselves, for the summit themselves. They can actually just watch it without opting in, which might seem surprising, but we find that the people that we're bringing in are not going to they don't have to opt in to watch it. They can actually watch it straight if they want, or if they want to opt in, they'll have that opportunity as well. So they'll get extra gifts and bonuses and a couple of cool resources if they opt in, but it's not going to be something you require, because my goal is not to get people on our list, it's to get people buying our programs and our products and our services. So the question here is, how do we get people from the funnel here? And I'm going to go back over to my Infusiosoft. So my ACT blueprint, which is this guy here, the application, which is it's the next page on this right now. So we'll have to move these pages, which is really easy to do inside of Clickfunnels nowadays. And I can show you how to do that, and I will actually do that on this session here. So lots of random stuff you're going to learn tonight. So here's the process. I'm going to show you what it is that I'm going to invite people to do. So I'm going to give people 2 options, and I know that seems odd, but I'm going to give them 2 options to do. One is going to come in the form of an email, which is going to be the summit, and the other is going to come in the form of, it'll be the second page, and it'll also, after they complete the application, I will send them to the summit to apply for that. So somebody goes through here. I'm going to just process this for you. Hawk at invertinc.com, and you're welcome to take this information, of course. 832-800-4295. Invertinc.com is the website, and I want that. So the very next thing it does is sends me to the application. Once they do that, then they can fill out their address. So 4660 La Jolla Village Drive, Suite 500, San Diego, California 92122. So it submits that, then it has the opportunity to schedule a business and marketing evaluation, which we will be adding an extra step in there before they get to this. They get the chance to do this, but for right now, that's what we have set up. So I'm just going to check the first available date. That's an old email, Invert Inc. name is Hawk Mikado, and I do have them complete this again so that this gets confirmed into our information. $242.95, and I do want to receive SMSs, which is awesome. Now we use LinkedIn as a great variable. So it's linkedin.com/in/Hawk invert, and it's http://invert.com. And do we have a specific Skype address? Yes, we do. Invert Marketing. So you can actually contact us by Skype. And what would I like to discuss? Lead generation, increase online and offline sales, launching a new event called the Act of Business in January 2016. Actually, I put the dates in there. I believe it's the 19th through the 23rd. And each company invests $863 for 2 seats. To 25 Okay. So then I'm going to schedule it. And then after I schedule it, I'm going to have it go here. So that's my goal. And I don't have that set up yet. So that is going to be set up for this campaign specifically. So how do we do this? So I was using Infusiosoft, and I love Infusiosoft, by the way. So don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the benefits and tools from Infusiosoft. What I'm curious about in this is, can I do everything inside of Actionetics, which is Clickfunnels' new CRM system, and Backpack, which is their affiliate marketing system, so I can track all of my income, where it's coming from, and who's making it, and that includes internally as well as externally, the same way, or at least comparably to what I can do inside of Infusiosoft. And is it as easy? So let's dive in here. All right, so I've got a couple of my own profiles here, testing my own system. In the last couple of days, we've brought in a good number of new contacts. It looks like, I don't know, I'm really confused as to how this whole dashboard works. It's not very in-depth yet. I know they're expanding things. The very first thing that I want to do, though, is come in here and create a new list. So we're going to call this the Act Blueprint list. Yeah, actually, I don't need the word list. So, and then I'm going to put the Act as the thing so that I can find where it is later. And I'm also going to create a second list, and it's going to be the Act Summit. I'm going to put into Act. And the third one I want to create is the application. And this is going to be under the $5 million campaign, so 5M. By the way, Act is under the 5M campaign, but we are going to be setting it up so it's a little bit different. Each one of we're going to have a funnelology campaign, so each one of the components, plus then the big goals of this. So how does our system work? this is actually an ample opportunity, which I am going to take advantage of. I'm going to show you exactly what it is that we do with our system. So we've developed this blueprint because people kept asking us how what we do works. So I'm going to make a copy of this for all of you to see, and we're going to call it the we put act campaign doing business blueprint. Sure, people. Close this out. All right. So I'm going to delete this. So I don't have to worry about it. You got the idea. You can apply there. I'm going to make a portrait so you can kind of see it still. All right. So demographics. So we're looking at CEO. Well, I'll put C-level. So C-level executives. Ages 25 to 45. Personal income is at about 150,000 a year. Married. 1 kid. I'll wait for 1 kid up. I'll just put that there. Psychographics. They identify as an executive. They are go. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because this whole process itself. So the problem that they're facing is that their revenues aren't what they want them to be. So they don't have the revenues that they're hoping or wanting to have. The symptom of that is that the leads that they're getting aren't quality. Otherwise, they'd be making more sales and bigger ticket sales. So that's generally the biggest reason why people come to us is they want lead generation. And then when we show them that there's a little bit more to, I can pump in 1,000 leads a day if I had to a company, and if they had the wrong systems in place to convert them, or I shouldn't say I can do that because I don't do that personally, but our team at Invert can do that, and we can give you 1,000 leads every single day, and we can actually go, up to 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 leads if you really wanted to go that route. But you need to have the team and the support on the back end to convert those leads into paying customers. So I'm not going to go through this whole section here because that's all very in depth, and we don't have time for that tonight. The core offer that we're looking to bring them into is the Act Live 3-day event, which is $860. $63. My tripwire is it's a $47 or I think it's $44, which gets them access to the entire that entire summit on. They can actually get a download. They can download it rather than just listening to it. So it's $44 for the summit, plus then an additional. I think it's that's that. Then the next thing is that, and then my cross sell on that is this is an old version. Upsell. There we go. The upsell on this is VIP to the event, which is an additional $863. The cross sell on this is a $1,713 for a VIP session for linked with clients. So by the end of this, financially, so each customer has spent, let's add this up here, so 863 plus 863 plus 1713 plus then the 44. So they've spent $3,483. So the goal for that is they've spent $483, and that will be the per person times the 25 people. Minus 44. So times 25 people. So it's 87,000 basically. So come on, there we go. Equals $87,075. So that's approximately what we'll be getting just to bring the people, or our goal is to get that just to bring the people to the event. From that, we know that we're looking at around about 50 to 60%. We'll go 60%. So 25 times 0.6, which should be 15. Yep. That times 12,500. So we've got an extra 187,000 plus then about 5 times 27,000 is that, plus then probably 3 at 55,000. Plus then 1 at, not 1%. Plus, just to fix that, 1, basically plus 90,000. So if I was just to do just this part of the formula at 25 people who purchased, Just this, 25 people who purchased just this alone, we're looking at about $500,000, which is pretty good. I mean, we're on track for doing that. We just need to do that, like about 10 times in the month, and then we're good. So that's that. The impact that we've made, though, this is really what's most important for us, is that when we do these, we're making the biggest impact. The impact that we make is on the community through. So we've made that impact. So that's where we're going to do. And then, of course, I've created all of these things. I've created all of these things. This right here is our that is our blueprint, our summit. We do a workshop as well. So that's another thing that we're doing to attract and engage people in, and we record that and we send that out to our community, and then we're doing Facebook ads as well. So those are all the different ways that we're attracting people into and getting them engaged in this. Once we've done that, then we can engage them with, once we've captured their leads. So of course, by the way, the summit is valuable because those are external centers of influence who are sending their people to us. So then we're capturing people who want to purchase the summit for $44, which includes includes the summit plus then the blueprints and the whole thing. They can also purchase each one individually for I believe we have it set for $7 a piece. They can buy each one individually, but it just makes sense to buy the whole thing for $44. So now that we've made sure that we've figured this out, by the way, this is pretty much what we've got set up for our Facebook ads as well as our LinkedIn. By the way, I'm not really a huge believer in Facebook ads, but we are trying something that a colleague recommended to us for it. So I've invested a couple $100 to see, what we can do with it. We've gotten a couple of leads so far. I don't know what the quality of them is yet, but I will definitely report on that. I found LinkedIn is always been is more predictable. They do cost a little bit. It does cost a little bit more to use LinkedIn to generate leads, but it's definitely a lot more worth it. The results that we've gotten on LinkedIn are much grander than the results that we've gotten through just through Facebook and through other platforms as well. All right, so let's jump back in here. So we've got that set up. We've got that set up. We've got the application set up. I don't need to do email broadcasting, and I don't think if I just edit this, it's pretty much just sorting by emails and contact sent and all that sort of stuff. So now we've got this set up. I've been tinkering around with this earlier. I've really wanted to make this successful, though I haven't really been sure as to the results that I could do for this. So what is the new action funnel? So we're going to call this a blueprint registrations. And group tags. So act. And act in there, that way I know. This is where I add this. So then, I start for context on these lists as soon as it's marked live. Okay, so the act blueprint. So we're going to make sure act blueprint and act blueprint, that's connected. create our first step. So this is going to everyone, blueprint, welcome, and delivery. Nothing. So just that's, I just want to make that a 0. There's a blank template. Oh, that's my webinar template that I created earlier. All right, so I'm going to use this template just because I'm just trying to keep things simple right now, and then I can add in additional stuff. And I realized this on that other email. Revert. And option 2, if I no, that's that. Option G. There we go. Copyright 2015. Invert. Oops. .com/invert marketing. Facebook.com/invert. Actually, let's do invert Inc. LinkedIn.com/company/invert. I believe that's it. Just to make sure, if you need to test anything, you just copy, paste, and kaboom, it's there. All right, and I know I've got one of those too, but I don't really remember what it is. So, I'll leave it blank right now. I can go back in and add that later. So, I've reluctantly, because this has no training, merge fields, by the way, one of the most important things in the world, which is something that I'm not sure that this does yet. I'm not sure yet if it does this. So I'm going to delete this here. Oops, I'm going to delete that. Delete all of this. Dear name. I don't really like the word dear. Let's keep this informal. Press our word it here. Strive for what's hot. And we'll obviously, we're going to link this here, and I'll just put invertinc.com. Oh, actually, this has to be invert strategies. Strategies.com/act blueprint -download. By the way, if you're watching this and you want to totally hack my system here and get past my my opt-in, there's the link. It's your only chance. All right, so that's that. Close. Save these changes. Want to update it? Voila, that's pretty simple. All right, so that is email number 1. Now, this is where I want to see if we can make things happen. So no download act blueprint. I'm going to wait 1 hour. And then I'm going to add that funnel, that step to our funnel. And did you look? Oh, no, it's on there. That's right. It doesn't actually update. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to call this one a download link. Right. Download. Enable that. Okay, go back. We're going to use that template, and I'm not going to change anything just because I don't really feel like doing that right now. But what we're going to do, this is where I'm not sure how it works. So this is where we're going to learn together. So they opened a broadcast. They have not opened a broadcast. This is very similar to what MailChimp used to look like, or may still look like. I don't actually know. Okay, yeah, this is just the same as the email automation through MailChimp. Grand. So this is actually pretty easy. So they clicked a broadcast link, and it equals to select a rule paste. So if I do this, okay. Well, let's try this. This is step. So they've either visited or not visited. And this is why I use these dashes here, by the way, so that my funnels stay at the top. Very smart. Of course, I forget to do it on the act one, so I will have to find the act. Remember, call it the act or just act. Let's call it the act. There we go. Invert Summit, the act. So, oh, but this is the this one here. Gotcha. All right. So let's just say. Okay. So it's equals to this. So what I have to do then is set up a download page. So this page here, which doesn't actually work. I don't know what I just did there. I'm going to have to go into the summit page. All right, I got to figure out how I want to do this. I'm going to create a new step here. Download act. So act. Oh, actually, act blueprint because dash. So I'm going to be changing that, by the way, to invert ink, not invert strategies. So I will have it here instead of a direct link. So act blueprint dash download. So an amendment to that link. Open an editor and change this link. Whoa. Yo there. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. And I'm on the wrong. Oh no, I'm not. I am on the right one, but I also need to change it on. So invert ink, and then I gotta make sure that this is all lowercase. Act blueprint download. Otherwise, it will definitely not work. I have experienced that multiple times. Change it on this one as well. So invert ink. Change this to act blueprint download. There we go. Save, close. All right, perfect. Now let's get this to go. So if in my funnel they have not gone to a thank you page, which is where my download is going to be, click here to get this report. So we're going to select this. Oh, actually, I like this one much, much better. I'm going to edit that. Delete page variation. Oh, why not? I'll just leave it. Good enough. I can change it myself. Or have my team go and change it later. So this is where the report is going to be. I will go back out. So it's the active blueprint download. So if they go here, oops, it's not bought product, but they have never visited I save these changes just because I know that. So that's something that I have a problem with, that every time I save a change, that it goes to, it restarts. So download act. So they have never visited download act. So 1 hour later, they're going to get this email, and it'll be obviously an updated version of that. I'm just doing this for time here, fellow ladies and gentlemen. Fellows, and I don't know what a female term for fellows is. Or is it fellows and fellows? Or fellows and fellers? All right. So, was that easier or harder to do than in Infusiosoft? So if I was to come here, and I want to do this, my challenge with this is that all I need to do is I want to set this as a goal. So I do tags for this, and I'm going to say download act blueprint. I'm also going to get a double email confirmation there, but that's just my little ninja trick. I'll leave that blank for right now because I don't have that set up. And then we're going to open this is the 5. Oh, I need to add that to the active download. 5M invite to summit. Yeah. All right. So putting this up here just because. So, oops, 5M don't have them opt in either because they're already opted into my list. So I don't need them to do that twice. So I'm going to do that as one goal. And the second goal is confirm summit reg. Confirm summit. Click to watch summit. And this one is a tag. Probably once you do this in here, I'm just going to go change this to any contact. Pretty simple. Okay. webm invite to apply. So I need to move this over this way because we got to change that there. I have to deliver something here. For actually, so keep these consistent. So all right, so that's that framework for the ACT Summit and the ACT Blueprint. So this one I need to change to runs throughout because that is 9 parts of it. They're going to get that whole thing, and they will have an opt-out sequence specifically for that if they're not interested in continuing on to the end of the summit for that. Actually, I should just add that in right now. And ACT Summit. And that's going to be another tag. By the way, as you noticed, I love tags. So if I do that, then I just have this here. So I won't need it to actually end until it ends. So I will have basically in here, I'm going to have a delay timer. Actually, I'll have an introductory email, a delay timer, another email, and then after the last email, I'm going to put in a tag that's going to end the campaign. So it's going to end the summit for them. and that'll invite them to apply one last time. So it'll send them into that application process. All right. So the question is can this happen? Can I make this all happen? Because the only thing that I've done so far inside of Clickfunnels is I've done this. So I've got the page set up for this. I sent this, which is a sequence of a couple things. So I'll look at the tag. I can wait, which I haven't set up yet, but I can have them get the blueprint, and then I can deliver out. That's where I copied this over from another funnel. But it'll be basically the initial. They can get the blueprint. It'll deliver it once. It'll deliver it twice if I have to, and then it'll invite them to the summit right after that. Okay. So let's look at what I've got here. I've got the blueprint. I've got the summit page. So I've got those two set up. And I've got the Act Blueprint registrations. So I think that I want to add in one more thing in here. Actually, I'm going to add in, so final chance for blueprint. For 3 days. This should be set up for 1 hour later. The fact that it's not is concerning. So it's 1 hour. Okay, there we go. That's more accurate. So then three hours later, they're going to get that. So only visit this steps and never visited is equal to invert act, download the act. Okay, save those changes. By the way, I'm in a leather chair, so that did not actually come out of me. And the last step is invite to act summit. We're going to wait 5 days for that. Continue to action, wait 5 days. Okay, so this action, how do I do this? So we're going to remove from the Act Blueprint list. Actually, add to list. I don't want to. That would be really bad. So first thing I need to do is invite them. The second thing to do is remove. Actually, no, I don't need to remove them. No, this is right. I don't need to remove them. So this is the last thing. Oh my gosh, there's so much more that goes into this. There's so much more that goes into an entire campaign. So I've got that initial email. So I need to have a no download set and a download set. Where is the name? I want to change my name on this. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. So no, I'm just gonna put no DL. Invite to act. Oh, there we go. No DL. No DL. All right, so that's the no DL sequence, no download sequence. Now I get to put the download sequence. So download is, and this is just going to be the same act. So invite to summit. And I'm going to do this one day after. And add the rule that if they have visited is equal to this download page. Oh, I did this in email, didn't I? And this is also, again, so download invite to act summit. So it can either be done after one day, either after this or so funnel has visited and is equal to again frustration, a little bit of frustration with this tool. So they have visited, and I'm going to change this actually. I'm going to put this at 2 days. That's the action. So either on day 2 or on day 5, depending on if they downloaded or not. By the way, here, it doesn't matter whether they downloaded or not. After 5 days, they're getting invited. But if they did not download it, then I'm not going to invite them until after they've gotten a final chance to download that blueprint. And then a couple days after that, I'm going to start the next offer in the queue. All right, so that's good to know. So you need to have, in order to have your no set and your yes set, you need to think of that sequentially, which can be really good to have in here. This is like literally sequential. Oh, whoa, somebody else opened my campaign. All right, so now I've literally created I've just created the entire sequence for this. So that's all I've done so far. And basically the difference between the tag is that I have to create that no set all the way through, rather than the action is them taking it. I don't have to to do much more than that except for just place a tag, on the end of this here. So I can get boom tag, or so it'll either force it, or if once they click, then it jumps them into that next thing. And then here I might start this out with a day timer for, for 1 day, so that they're not getting stuff immediately. All right. So that is literally the blueprints. Let's go back to the action funnels. We're going to create the next one. I really want to be able to use all of my resources there. So this is the Act Summit. Group tag is Act, and we're going to connect this to the Act Summit. So invite to Act Summit. Actually, this doesn't go on a list. That's okay. So let's go back. One moment. And so there we go. So invite to I'm seeing another problem here. So I can either create a new list, which I think I will. So invite to Act Summit. So that means that in Actionetics, I need to come over here and I need to add a new list, which is the invite list to Act Summit. So I am starting to get a little bit frustrated. Oh, that's the Q4. That was last year's campaign. All right, so the first is that delivery piece. And then I've got the included in that. So basically this is that first set of emails. And now we're going to set up the second set of emails, which I have to include with this. And it's also going to have to, well, these two will be the same in essence because I will use those, the InstaClick registration links that the Clickfunnels uses for that. So that'll be the same as this. So it'll be the same thing there. All right. So let's go back at it. So funnels. And we're going to do an invite list. So we'll have the, I'm not going to set up the emails right now. That's a lot of work. I don't need to do that immediately. So we're going to invite them. And actually, I'm going to set this up for 1 day. So because I don't want them to get that initial invitation right away, I want to wait at least 1 day. And then we're going to say, coin, or actually opt. I just want to see how this works. We're going to put 3 days. Let's make it, yeah, let's make it 3 days. So if within 3 days, see what's the, so we got action score, general location. Oh. Communication. Oh, because none of them are live. Probably why that doesn't work. So I really want to be able to, not just to have visited this step. Well, I guess I could do a step 2 step, if that makes sense. So they've visited, they've actually gone to, the only way they can in this case is to have already opted in, so they can go to the confirmation page for this. So invert summit. Thank you for signing up, which is obviously not in order right now, but that's okay. That will be in order later. So once they've registered, that thank you for signing up page is going to show up. I can delete the rest of these here. And that will be the verification page, basically saying that they have completed an opt-in form. They've completed that opt-in, and they are going to start receiving that new, the new information there. So, and of course it's on the wrong side of the funnel. So go back here, add the rule, go to the funnel, this is that step, invert. Thank you for signing up. So if they've opted into the Act Summit, we are going to add them to the Act Summit list. And just because I want to make sure, so I need a second action to be done. So Act Summit Part 2. And it's, let's see if I can do that. It needs to be either 3 days or 4 days. So what are we going to do here? Let's try that. So this should, in theory, considering that this is the steps, the course of action, should remove from the invitation to Act Summit list. Which I don't have in the other one. So no opt. I'm just working through this 4 days. I'm gonna send an email. By the way, I can do text messages as well. I just don't feel like doing this right now. I'll send an email. I'm actually going to change this. I think I want to set this at 10 days. So that's the end of it. So they've opted, so I'm going to remove them from this list. After 10 days, I'm going to remove them from this list. Just no matter what. And apply. We're going to do that in 9 days. So action. So we'll add them to action to that application on day 9. So no opt. And remember, we need to do this so that it says basically the funnel has not visited that step is equal to the thank you page for the summit. So I'm starting to get a hang of this. I hope you're starting to get a hang of this. It's actually really simple. I think it's almost too simple for my mind, which is fine. It's very very simple. So we're gonna go. I gotta think linearly, not photographically, which I think Caitlin, my business partner and wife, is going to absolutely love this. She loves the linear stuff. So remember, we are on this, and we are putting in our goals for this. Plus, we also put this in here as well. So that's the invite to apply. Plus, then okay, well, let's get you off of that sequence there once you're done there. So done. I don't think there's a way to duplicate these components yet. So I'm sure they'll think of that. Add new step. All right. So we're going to go in here and we're going to say, so opt Act Summit, and this is going to be day 5 or 6. Let's do day 6. Because yeah, we're going to do day 6. Do an action on day 6 is to apply for that. And you know how to do the verification. So no opt in for the summit. I'm going to do on day 7. We're going to send an email, and then opt, act, summit is going to be day 8. And that's going to be an action. So our hope is that on day, whenever they opt in, so within a day, if they've opted in from that, then they can do that. Remember, these are one-click opt-ins, so literally all they got to do is click to opt in. And actually, I may just make just this one, so one-click opt-in. All right, so I'm going to show you, I promise to show you the one-click opt-in. First, I want to make sure, I want to check to see how long I've been going. Okay, well, so I've been going an hour and 20 minutes, so I'll make this a 90-minute presentation, just to make it simple. We're going to use this template here. I'm going to edit this guy here. And how do I make this a one-click opt-in? Well, first things first, I don't know what my merge fields are, but we're gonna bypass that for right now. Where is my funnel? This is them opting in. I'm going to change, I might as well change that around right now. The invert summit, there we go. So we're gonna move this up. We're gonna move this up. And I'm gonna take this step. I'm gonna remove that from the funnel. And I'm gonna take the registration page. I'm gonna remove that from the funnel. Both those pieces are unnecessary. All right, so quick pop, automation, possibly publishing. Oh, this is one of the places that we need to add stuff into. So get click opt-in link. There we go. Instant opt-in. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to go back here. And of course, I did that again. And I'm going to say register here. Register for the ACT Summit here. Boom. Save, close. All right. I wish there was a way to test this. But I'm going to send this to Clickfunnels so they can hopefully see some things that I would like to see in here, as well as potentially can use this for things that can be improved or whatever. You can put it wherever you want. All right, so that's a one-click opt-in now, and so that should update with the invert me, instant opt-in. So that I feel a little overwhelmed by it, to be honest. I do feel a little bit overwhelmed by that because there's a lot more that needs to be done on the customization side of it. Let me try one other thing. Let me unpause this stuff so go live. Oh, another thing would be cool is to make the entire thing live, so you can actually set the entire thing to go live. You don't have to do one message at a time. That is actually quite annoying. Of course, I have no subject lines in this, but just for ticks, I'm gonna put this at 0 days just so you guys can see this. I'm gonna get an email sent to me in just a moment, and I'll re-update this to 8 later. So one other thing that I do need to do is, this is just the invitation, right? So this is just the invite, email list, invite to Act Summit. I'm gonna no, I just talk. No, there's no contacts. Okay, so that is a little frustrating. If I wanted to add in this guy here, can I or can I not search? Okay, so how do I get that on there? So this is interesting. I can't go in here and add this guy onto just any list, which is a little surprising. So that means that I've got to go in. There's the training center, and I'm going to actually I just go in here, add a new sheet, name, email, phone, Hawk Mikado, Hawk at invertinc.com, and phone is 832-800 4295. Okay, and I'm going to download this as a CSV. It should have come up with just sheet 2. Yep, that's correct. All right. Email list. Invites to Act Summit. All right, so now we're going to sit around and wait. Perfect. One contact. So apparently I am at 1.917% of my own value. I'm on a couple of lists. question becomes, since I moved those, did that become inactive? Which is possible. Invite to act. No, it's live. Actions taken. Oh, that's not the one that I wanted to have as 0. All right. This is the one that I wanted at 0. I'll move that back to 8. So that means that that contact is, or should be rather, so we should go into email list. Should be on the Act Summit list, unless of course I am still learning this process. Email automation. I'm just going to remove myself from that list, go back to the list, import my contact back into the list. There we go, to Act. All right. One email sent. Cool. So unique email sent is 1. Now let's go back over here. We're going to go to my mail. Please don't mind the other things in there. I'm just kidding. Or am I? All right, yeah, I didn't have a subject on there. So now the question becomes, if I click on this, does it automatically register me for the ACT Summit? So before I do that, I need to make sure that that's set up. So ACT Summit. Automation. ACT Summit. So that's how they're going to get added to the summit. This is the opt-in, so to speak. Create funnel action. Add to ACT Summit. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the funnels here. Add Summit delivery. ACT Summit. Confirm Summit Reg. You're registered. Pause. It's going to go. It's live. Okay, and I'm going to click there. Now let's see what happens. And it has this here. So I am successfully registered for the summit. You'll be receiving an email shortly. Okay. Go back and check this guy here, because currently in queue. Okay. Done. Sent. And still hasn't reached my inbox yet, but that's okay. Should be very shortly. There it is. You're registered. Okay. Now, one thing that I do have a problem with is it does not have my name here. So did it have it in the other one? Let's check that out. So all mail. So it does have it. Hey Hawk Mikado. Here's your blueprint. Get your blueprint. Or well, here's the Act Summit. Whatever. I just didn't change that. And then hey, you're registered, but it doesn't have the name. So that is a limitation. All right, well, that's a wrap, fellas. And ladies and gentlemen, we're just over an hour and a half. I hope you have an amazing evening. Hope this was insightful and helpful. I will be doing more trainings as I get to use this more, but this was a great opportunity for me to get to know it a little bit and do a big overview really of how a couple of those features inside of ClickFunnels work. And actually, this is Actionetics, part of ClickFunnels. Thank you. Hawk Mikado signing out.